¿Quién está hablando, huevonas ahí?
Nel.
Ahorita no. Okay.
Está con mute.
All right, so let's continue.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Can you guys hear me? Come on, can you hear me?
Yes.
No. Okay. Can I just ask?
Oh, wait. There's no time for questions yet.
Okay.
Relax. I can tell you've never been with us before. Relax. Yeah. But relax. Relax. This is not our first rodeo, so just relax. All right, good. So I think that some of you noticed that I like my rooms a little bit cooler than usual for normal people, right? So it's all good. I told you on Monday's call, bring sweaters. So good. She even put her socks. Good girl.
I did.
My job is to notice things. My job is to notice things. All right, so before we continue, okay? Before we continue, let's think about what we did in the morning with a basic structure. Okay? The client comes in their actual state, in which, unless they have a health issue of sugar, diabetes, thyroid problem, they're fat because they eat like a fat fuck. That's it. They have a fat brain with fat habits, fat behaviors, and fat skills, non-developed and others very well developed. Okay? So our job is to make a connection in this void so they can become, after the first session, somebody with the beliefs of the weight that they desire. They're going to engage in the behaviors of this person and begin to build the skills of this person. Okay? So when we're working with clients, right? When we're working with clients, you have learned, in Mind Valley, you learned a couple of strategies, right? They're basic in NLP. They are very useful. You learned the swish pattern, okay? You did. Okay, good. The fuck? I know the program. Okay. You learned, I was in the first court. And you learned the swish pattern, all right? So what can we do with swish patterns? For example, you're going to mute yourself and answer me. What can you change with a swish pattern, for example? But give me one.
Switching out this food with the other food.
What for what?
Okay, less healthy food for the healthy.
Okay, so you can change one food for the healthy food, all right? What else? You said you can do a switch pattern to change beliefs. All right? What else? Some modalities? No. You change some modality by changing some modalities. Okay? What? What is this? Habits or behaviors. So somebody twitches, somebody bites their nail, somebody puts sugar in the coffee, somebody smokes. We can do a switch pattern to switch one behavior for another one. Okay? So think about it. What is a behavior? What does Dr. Bandler call a machine in his latest book, Legacy of the Master? What does he refer as a machine in Legacy of the Master? Cam and Jimmy, let them suffer a little bit. This is going to be in the test tomorrow. Okay? So let's write this down. Negro. So what is this? No. These are 4 quadrants. But azul. All right? So in the beginning, there was only the word. Now, in the beginning, we are all what? You don't know that you didn't know how to say in Japanese, you're a handsome motherfucker. So, unconscious, incompetent. So, this is you, I, right? We're unconscious, incompetent. And now that you realize that you don't know how to say you're a handsome motherfucker in Japanese, now you're conscious, incompetent. And then you begin to practice. You begin to practice driving. You begin to practice, put that down. You begin to, Inca, put that down. You begin to practice how to grab the chopsticks. You begin to practice how to ride a bike. You begin to practice how to hold pee and poo-poo. So you go, so you stop using diapers. At that moment, you are becoming conscious competent, right? This is when we call this, what is this stage? How do we call this? In the practitioner or in the next hypnotic practitioner? How do we call this stage? You are doing what? Who said practice? Beautiful. This is when you are practicing and you're building the cortical pathway. You're building the cortical pathway until the magic happens. What? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. So now you become unconscious competent. This is what Dr. Bandler calls you build a machine. Now you have a machine that drives for you. You have a machine that walks for you. Wait, what happened? I'm going to walk. Okay, what else? You don't do that anymore. People take for granted all the things that we do unconsciously. So you build a machine in which you are now unconscious competent on 90% of what you do. So driving for your brain is the same fucking shit as smoking, as biting your nails, as pulling your hair, because you build a machine that now your unconscious does that for you. When you're doing the practitioner, you learn that anxiety, depression, all of this shit is that people build a machine without knowing until now their unconscious runs it in the background. What happened? I know, I feel sad. And then when I became conscious, but my breakup. So I see my girlfriend with me at the beach making love in the moonlight, but she's not here anymore. And then I remember a cruise and and I'm depressed. I have the blues. But you begin to practice it. Somebody dies. Usually the same images. The clinic, the hospital, the morgue, the funeral house, the clothes, the burial, and run it again, and run it again, and run it again, and run it again. Like when you listen to a song in the radio in the morning, and then you have the fucking chorus or the first sentence, ta. And again, and again, and again. So the first time you do this, you begin to practice. And then you have more nails. And you begin to practice until you're watching a film and you do this. This and this for your brain is the same shit. It's a cortical pathway. Putting sugar in the coffee is a machine that you build. You become unconscious competent. I usually tell everybody, think about how you do your eggs. How you do your eggs, right? I put ghee and then Celtic salt. That's it. But some other people put a lot of stuff about. So imagine you walk into the kitchen with the phone and you begin to do your eggs. And when you sit down, you say, "Hey, I'm gonna eat." And then you doubt yourself. Did I put the pepper? Did I do this and that? And when you try it, 99.9% of the time, it has everything that you do usually when you're aware. Why? Because you build the machine. You're unconscious even making fucking eggs. So behaviors are this. Putting sugar in the coffee or in the tea or stevia is this. So with the swish pattern, we can create a new machine through hypnosis in which we create now a machine that drinks coffee with coffee. That's it. That instead of getting in the fridge the yogurt or the piece of pie, grabs the apple. But it has to be a specific. We're going to go over that. Okay? So when you think about the strategies that you have learned, right? You have learned the swish pattern. So with the swish pattern, you can change beliefs and also you can change behaviors. Right? You can change behaviors. Is there anything over there that we can change also with the swish pattern that you have practiced? They're freezed or they don't have a fucking clue? Okay.
Motivation.
Okay. Motivation. How?
How? From being unmotivated to getting a task done. So seeing yourself sitting on the couch and then switching it to seeing you doing the activity or the chore that you want to get done.
Okay, but you got to put a lot of things in between. You got to put a lot of things in between. Run the movie the first day, the second day, the third day, the first day, the first week, then the next week, then the third week, then the fourth week, and then a month, 2 months from now, 3 months from now. So it's more of sequences than motivation. You get it?
Okay. Yep.
Okay. But I get your idea. Okay. So in our job, people come to us, and you have to understand that they have already machines for thinking as a fat motherfucker and being a fat motherfucker and behaving as a fat motherfucker. So when they're on the phone, instead of eating broccoli, when they hang up, they have half of Tostitos or Doritos bag eaten. Because that is what they have here. Just like when you say, I put out to the universe that I stop putting sugar on my coffee, and you're in the coffee shop talking. When you finish the conversation, you see the 2 empty bags of sugar because you put it while you were consciously on the conversation. You had a machine that put, just like you taught it to, the sugar in the coffee. This is why, for this seminar, we don't accept people that don't know shit, because we don't have time to teach them how to hypnotize and do the switch pattern and a tabupa, even though you're going to get practice. So we can go over this so you can get out of here with the skills. Like, yeah, I understand it. No, fuck understanding. We're going for shit if you understand. We want to watch you. You got it. Okay, you got it. We can move on. Yeah, but it's still, no, but you got it. Whatever you say, you just demonstrated that you have the skill. That's my job. And Poliana and Lynn, okay? And Cam over there and Jimmy. So our job is to understand that when this 240-pound motherfucker comes, they're unconscious competent on behaviors of 240. They have beliefs that run automatically of 240, and they have the skills of 240. Our job through hypnosis is to change so they can get out with the beliefs, the behaviors, and the skills that they're going to be building of 180, for example, person. That is the whole point of this fucking seminar. Okay? That's why I wanted to go over, not psychology, the how we literally learn with our two minds. Okay? So this is a very cool refresher. And this is what Dr. Bandler refers in Legacy of the Master as a machine. Okay? A machine. Because you already unconscious competent do that. Unconsciously, you do it. Okay? Good. Déjalo ahí. Yeah, déjalo ahí. What? Yeah. All right. So when you think about this morning, all right, when you think about this morning, we began by working on basic language patterns. When you're building the desired state, there are things called meta programs. And the first meta program that we use in the desired state is not away from, you want the desired state going towards to. That is a meta program. Okay? Away from, we don't want it. We want only towards to. I don't want to have a big fat belly. No, I want to have a six-pack, whatever the language there is, right? But if you wear the language, you're like, okay, good. We're going towards to. Okay? So when we were doing the ecology, now this you have to inverse it in this way so it makes sense, okay? When we were doing the ecology, what is this? Do you guys see? What is this? The positive of what? Okay, the positive of the desired state. So what is this? Yeah, but what is this? What? Moving towards. Beautiful. Towards what? Towards to the desired state. Do you guys see? Yes? Okay, this is C. This is no. And this is yes. And this is we. This is fuck you. Okay, good. So this is what? What is this? If I tell you, well, I see myself thin with a six-pack, killing motherfuckers. What is this? What am I seeing? Her.
The positive.
If, what am I seeing? All of the things that I'm telling. Exactly. But everything that I tell you is what? Think about it. I see myself killing kids at the basketball court because I'm winning. I see myself with a six-pack. I see myself.
Moving forward.
Exactly. But all of this are what?
Positive achievement.
Okay, good. Now, what is down here? If I remain how? The same in the actual state. So what would this be? You.
This is moving.
No, what is this?
Oh, that's negative.
A negative of?
Staying the same.
Okay. Do you agree? If I remain the same, I'm telling you, yeah, I'm gonna be fat, I'm gonna be lazy, I'm gonna be slow, I'm gonna be that. You get it?
Yeah.
So what am I saying here? Inca.
You're saying the opposite of what you said.
I'm saying the opposite of what I'm saying here. Okay? So think about it. Think about it. I'm going with you guys also. My goal is to be fit, and we denominalize fit. So I'm in my weight, 84 kilos. I'm kind of like ripped, so I can move people when I'm playing basketball and soccer, move them. I can move quicker. So that's beautiful, right? And this is all the things that I'm saying here, right? And then when I answer the negative, if I remain the same, I say, well, I'm gonna be slow. People are gonna say, hey, motherfucker, it's time for you to retire, go to play dominoes or whatever. My suits are gonna get very tight, and I'm not gonna boom bam. So when you think about these two things right now, this is the basic motivation that we have in our brain. We are motivated by moving away from things and also at the same time towards what we want. We move away from pain, and don't start this S&M weird shit. You move away from pain and you move towards pleasure. So when you listen to the answers of the two goals that you wanted or you want to achieve before the end of this year, you got information here and you got information here, right? So for example, Inca, come here for a spell, please. Yes. Mm-hmm. Oh, she jumped. Good. Good. Is not even with her desired state. She's jumping in the stairs. All right, good. So think about the first thing that you want to achieve before the end of the year. You got it? Okay. So give me one or two things if you achieve it. Positive. Close your eyes.
Sense of achievement.
Okay.
A beautiful new bath mat.
Okay. A beautiful new bath mat. All right. Remember the first one. What is it? And the second one? Okay, good. Now, tell me the negative if you fuck it up and remain the same.
I will have that ugly old bath mat.
That's yours. Say it. Ugly.
Ugly bath mat.
No, ugly old.
Ugly old bath mat.
We're literal. All right, good. And the another stuff, negative?
I will have like blown it on that goal.
Okay, blown it on that. Okay, good. Okay, good. So when you think about it, these two elements, right, are filled with scenarios. In this case, and so we have two here, and here you have
Ugly old bath mat. You really blown it.
exactly. All right. So you guys know where I'm going with Yamaha. Where's the black one? Okay. Yes. Yeah, I saw it. So if this is the sea, the water, right? You have here a boat, right? And you have here the motor, Yamaha, right? And the boat has this pole, has the rotor, and now, thank you, and now we're anchored to these colors, right? Good. Fuck video beam and projector and all that shit. So the first thing that she said was, what is this in the motor? If this is the rotor, right, and this is the motor, what do we call this? What is this? A what? A what? A propeller. All right, good. And she also mentioned, okay, and yet we also have and she also mentioned, okay, good. So, first of all, before you ask weird shit, you don't need even numbers. So if you have 5 here, you need 5 here. No. First of all, you need at least 1 and 1. If you can get more than 1 and 1, better. Okay? So in this case, they're even, 2 and 2. What if there are 3 red and 1 green? Fuck it, you got 4 in total. You get it? It doesn't matter. You need at least 1 and 1. Okay? 1 and 1. So now, this is a propeller. This is a propeller. This is also a propeller. And this is also a propeller. All right? So you're going to make them? Okay. So where do you make them? In your kitchen, in your living room, where?
Living room.
In your living room. All right. So close your eyes, right? And I want you to see yourself in your living room, beginning or finishing this beautiful bath mat, right? Because you know that if you don't, you're going to have a old, ugly bath mat. Fuck it. And looking at that old, ugly bath mat, you're going to have a sense of that you fucking blew it, right? Because the beautiful thing about when you finish is that you're going to feel this sense of achievement. So, what I am doing is the base of motivation. When we're doing the desired state, right, and we're doing the ecology, this one and this one are the pillars of our basic motivation. Moving away from this, I don't want this shit anymore, never again in my life, and I want this. So you want to play around mentioning one and one while you're making her go into the future, because guess what? She's going to arrive home and she might begin doing her new mat because she's thinking about how cool she's going to feel when she achieves this. And that is the one that makes the propulsion system begin. But guess what? Some other day, she won't have that. She doesn't give a fuck about having that sense of achievement. Fuck that. And she doesn't even care about having a new bath mat. And suddenly, this hits. I blew it. Fuck. No. And now this one is the one that begins the propulsion system. And she begins to engage in the behavior. So we don't give a fuck which one is it, because all of them work. Our job through trance is to magnify the positive of each one that we have and the negative that they gave us. And you want to magnify it. If they have here an open wound, you want to put the finger with salt in it. So these motherfuckers make her jump out of bed and start doing this. And also, you want to make the good one in steroids. So she wants that kiss again. She wants to have that sense of, and she wants to look and feel that new bath mat. You get it? Look at. You see? Because the more you run the propulsion system, the more the inner motivation you are installing in your client. Okay? So when we're doing the ecology check, the more positives if they achieve it, and the negative if they remain the same, the more powerful your propulsion system is going to be. So guess what? You're going to go back with your partner that you did the first goal that you want to achieve before the end of this year. And you're going to ask again. Ask. All right, so what was it? The positives? That's the only one? You think about another one? If they tell you, fuck it, you write it down. Right? We don't write them with the clients, but right now we're practicing. And then, what are the negatives if you remain the same? You write them down. Without a trance, just say, take a deep breath, close your eyes, and dissociate them, and make them, and go back and forth. Play. Doesn't matter which one you start. I go to the gym at 5 usually because I have to drive like 35, 40 minutes. And sometimes I wake up, I always tell this. Always? Yes, always. I always wake up and it's like, oh, fuck, I'm going to kill some motherfuckers Tuesday on soccer or Wednesday. They're a new kid the other day. I killed him. I'm going to kill him again. Actually, when I see him, it's like, are you guarding me again? You didn't learn your lesson? I don't know. That makes me, or I have a new suit. And should fit better now that I'm doing more back exercise, whatever. That makes me jump out of bed. But sometimes I was like, fuck it. I'm going to stay a little bit more in bed. And suddenly I was like, hey, old man, you have to retire. Fuck it. I'll get up. My suits are getting tight, but it's not because of muscle. Oh, fuck. Let's go up. You get it? We don't care which is the one that begins the propulsion system going. We care that you build a good propulsion system. So you want to really ponerle, you really want to make it very spicy what you're saying in the negative one so it stings, right? And the other one, you really want to make it so wonderful that they want to jump into that. Okay? So we're going to do only the first goal. Okay? Ask. If you have more than one, than two, than three, that's great. Okay? But at least you need one and one. With one on one, it's okay. But if you get more, it's beautiful because it's going to stick better. Okay? 10 minutes. That means 5 minutes apiece. And then I'll answer questions. All right? Go and have fun. Come on. Let's go. Pause it. So, questions that you have over there. Belle, you had a question.
When we were doing this, we went into France, and then I didn't feel like I understood what he was actually visualizing. Was I supposed to actually do a switch at that point?
Do a what?
We weren't going into the switch pattern at that point.
We're not in the switch pattern.
Right, because there's no way to do that if you don't have the information.
Yeah, exactly. You need 4 images. But
Okay.
yeah. But we're just retrieving information, if you notice.
Okay.
We're just
Did you say going to France? Because I was thinking it didn't make sense to be in a trance.
no. We're not doing nothing. We're just getting information. We're eliciting.
Okay, good, because I took her out of the trance and I got into
Okay. Relax. 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 We're just retrieving information. We're only at that point. Okay?
Good.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. What?
One more question. So in the ecology check, we asked, what is the non-positive? So you just said the more that we get, the more useful we have in creating the propulsion. So could we ask for numerous during the ecology check?
Well, you can prime their brain by asking, okay, I want you I want your unconscious, I want you to show him a couple of positive things if he achieves it. So now you're presupposing and pre-framing on a plural base, right? All right, let's come back. All right, good. You're going to learn to work faster. The people that always do things at half when everybody's done is because you talk shit that you're not supposed to. You're talking about, yeah, but what will happen if that? No, just what is your age? 51. Good. Is your mother alive? Yes. Do you have a horse? No. Okay, close your eyes. What's your age? Well, in the summer of 1939, my grandmother came in a boat. It's like, you do not need information that you didn't ask for. That's why we build rapport. Because when you have rapport, you can be an asshole in a nice way and say, "No, that's very interesting, but how old are you?" "Oh, I'm 49. All right, close your eyes." That's it. You get it with your own style. But if you ask what is their car color or the color of their car, and they begin talking about your kid, you're not doing your job. You get it? You need the information that you're asking for, because that is how you're going to build the model. Okay? When I tell you, all right, come back, and you're only half through on the exercise, think about all the weird shit that they answer you that was not what you asked for. And that's on you. That's not on them. You're the one leading the dissection or the session, I'm sorry. You're the one leading it. Okay? So if you allow them to tell you from the beginning shit that you don't ask for, you're training them to do that the whole session. My favorite word in hypnosis is you can say it, Jimmy.
Hypnosis is giving commands.
Exactly. And it's about building compliance. That's why we don't say, "Where do you want to sit?" You don't say that shit. You're leading them to do what they want. That's why you say, "Please sit over here." That's why you say, "Put your phones over there." That's why you say, "Put your feet on the floor." So you begin to build compliance, and you even haven't started having a chit chat. You get it? Because the quicker you build compliance, the better they're going to answer you. Poliana has a good example of being mother hen in her first seminar that she's going to tell you around 5 o'clock. And she said, "Oh, what do you think it happened?" It's like, you just told me, mother hen. All right? So when you're asking this information, you're literally getting information that you're filling and you're putting in something that you're building for your client. Here, you have the motor, you have the rotor, and if you get enough positives and negatives, you're going to have a very good propulsion system. I've had clients that stop biting their nails with only one and one positive and negative. That's it. Other clients that bit their nails, they gave me 7 and 2. So I did a 9 propulsion system. You get it? So the most important thing is that you need at least 1 and 1. Okay? You need at least 1 and 1. We're good? Okay. I answered questions over there. Do you have questions here so far of what we're doing? Yes.
Frame it again about the 1 and 1.
Okay. If
As far as future pacing.
no.
Didn't say anything about future pacing.
No. When you're future pacing or you're building the propulsion system, one and one. She had 2 and 2. When I woke up in the morning to go to the gym, I have 2 and like 7 or 8 here. When I go kayaking with Sabrina Alfredo, I have more here than here. You get it? It depends. You're not a something, you're what you're doing at that moment. You get it? You're not a smoker, even though you smoke. Smoking is an activity that you can change for something different. Okay? You're not a fat person. You are somebody that has fat beliefs, behaviors, and skills. Therefore, you're that. Once you change that, that's it. The greatest normalization that there is in our world is the word personality. There's no such thing as personality. It's things that you repeat. But guess what? You behave in one way with some people, and in the same context with other people, you behave differently. Doesn't mean you're a hypocrite. For example, my kid, Sabrina, the other day, she was like, fuck that. I was not there. She was saying that to her friend. So I didn't say nothing. But she has never said that in front of me. And that was like 6 months ago. She had at least a lot of practice to practice it. So she's not a hypocrite. She knows when to say it and when not to say it. Like you. All of you have gases and you fart. But you know when? You get it? It's very simple. So the greatest normalization in our world, NLP, that goes against common knowledge of people that study psychology and psychiatry is personality. In our world, that's not a thing. It's not normalization. Yes? Your question?
Do you tell?
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Do you tell the client explicitly, we're going to change your beliefs, your behaviors, and give you skills?
That's why they're paying you. Because their beliefs are shit. That's why they're paying you.
It's not only the experiential part of doing that.
Everything.
You tell them.
Yeah.
Give them the education. We're going to change your beliefs.
Yes?
We're going to change your behaviors.
The doctor tells you they're going to suck the fat out of you with a liposuction.
Okay.
They're going to tell you, we're going to put a plastic thing between your vertebrae. You get it? They tell you, you tell them.
Okay.
Okay? It's the same thing. Okay? We're going to replace your beliefs for ones that are going to be more useful so you can achieve your goal. Are you willing to do that for you? Usually people don't say no. Okay?
They don't say no directly.
No. But remember, you have rapport, right? And the way that you frame it, only stupid people will want to remain with their old belief paying for a session. Do you want new beliefs? So you inoculate in the beginning. They don't want to be stupid. So unconsciously, you already settled that. You seeded that. Okay? Good. So as we move on, I want to take my time because tomorrow I want you guys to fast, the people that have breakfast. And you're only going to fast until we begin the class, until 9:15, 9:20. Okay? Even if you're in your house. Okay? People that fast, fuck it. That's it. But the people that don't, but that eat usually breakfast, whatever, even if it's a muffin, whatever, nah, just have water. Okay? Because just have water. Just. Okay. Just. So when we are gonna do the thing tomorrow, okay, you need to have at least 2 liters of water or half a gallon, okay? Because I'm going to show you how we help people even with cocaine habits. Using water is part of what we do, okay? So I'm telling you in advance. Okay, good. So let's talk about one topic. What is the difference between a value and a belief? What is a belief? Just let's think about that. What is a belief?
It's a thought. It's,
Mm-hmm.
it's something you accept as.
Okay. Okay, it's something that's not mine, it's something that you accept, it's something that you accept as true. All right? Over there, you can unmute yourself. Okay? What else? What else can you add to that?
I was going to say the truth.
It's a?
Something that's true.
Something that you believe it's true.
Yeah, we believe that's true.
Exactly. No. We don't put me in you. We. Say you. Say I believe it. Exactly. I believe that's true. It's like we. No, we. Fuck we. I'm not you. Right? Yeah, because
Strategy
it's a strategy. Okay.
that has been repeated and then it has a value. It has been repeated, so you use it for something and then you give it a value of this
Okay.
is being good for you.
Okay. So when you guys went through the meta model, all right, you learned in the distortions 2 patterns, which are the mothers of beliefs, right? And I'm going to do my thing here. So you have rectangle, a triangle, and an oval. Okay? So if I say, as I saw you that you wrote this a lot, exercise is health. What is that? Complex equivalence. So you have a complex equivalence. This is the same as this, right? So what are we feeling here? What is the first part that I said of my phrase? Exercise. Where is exercise? This is exercise, right? And then I said health. Where is health? Exactly. Very simple. Now, what happens if I say the more exercise you do, the healthier you get? So now what I created? What pattern did I create now? Cause and effect. So this makes this happen. So we have 2 elements, exercise and health, healthy. If I constructed exercise is health, which pattern is that? Complex equivalence. So I have 2 elements. So now if I grammatically create it in a slightly different way, the more you exercise, the healthier you get. Still, I have the same 2 elements, but linguistically, now I'm creating a cause and effect, right? We're good so far? If I say water is life, what is that? Where's water? People's like, here. Where's the water? Here. Where's the life? Here. Okay? So this is the structure of how we create linguistically beliefs. This is how we create beliefs. If I drink that water that has been sitting there for a while, I'm going to get sick. What is that? Which one? If I drink that water that's been sitting there for a while, I'm going to get sick. What is the cause? The water that's been there. And what's the effect? I'm getting sick. Drinking that water is unhealthy. Complex equivalence. So I want you guys to understand that this is how we speak when we're speaking English. You have 2 elements that linguistically have a relationship. This is how we build beliefs with our language, right? And you have learned through the videos and when you did your practitioner, or when you do your hypnotic practitioner, you have learned that when somebody says, when she looks at me that way, it makes me feel bad. What is that? Say it out loud. No. What is here? Yeah, but what is it? And what I said. When she looks at me, what's the effect? Makes me feel bad. All right? Good. So we have been trained to ask the most useful question in NLP. How do you know? Right? We ask this question here. And the answer only comes in 5 flavors. The answer only comes like this.
Wow.
So if I tell you, I'm the client, all right? Each time that I begin to do exercise, I feel dizzy and I quit. What is that? Linguistically, what is that? Say it out loud. Is a cause and effect, right? So you ask the magic question. Well, because I usually get on the treadmill and start doing the thing quickly, and then I feel dizzy, out of oxygen, and I say no more data. So how did I answer you here? In kinesthetic. So this element is what we call there, in this case, my. So this element, what is? It could be either cause or complex equivalent. Exactly. So you have this element that could be, these two create a complex equivalence or a cause and effect, right? These two. When you ask this magic question, I'm going to give you my evidence. But my evidence can be, I heard it from my mom. Maybe I never lived it. Or, like in this case, I get fucking dizzy. So now I am drawing for you the 3 elements that compose or that create a complete belief. You either have the cause and the effect with the evidence, or the complex equivalence with the evidence, and now you have it all. And once you have it, now you have information that you need. Okay? So when we are speaking, we are using cause and effect or complex equivalence to talk about our beliefs. This is how language works. Okay? So when you're working with your client, you're going to listen to a lot of this in every fucking thing. And now asking the magic question, how, they're going to give you their answer. If you ask why, they're going to give you something different. And I'm going to give you a very simple example, all right? So you're going to buy a book. You're going to buy a book. And I'm going to, and I want you to go inside when I ask you something and notice what happens here. Okay? Okay, you want to buy the book? With which card do you want to buy it? Notice what you saw in here when I said, with which card do you want to buy it? Notice what happened. All right? Okay. Wipe it clean. Remember the last time you have diarrhea? Breaker state? All right, good. So now we're in the same store. You're going to buy the book. And I ask you, what card are you going to buy the book? Narrow linguistic programming. The president, John Laval, says linguistic is our middle name. So only you know. What happened when I ask you with which card are you going to buy the book? What did you saw in here? And when I said with what card, what did you see here?
One card.
When I said which, what happened? What did you see?
A lot of cards.
How?
Visually.
Yeah, no, I know visually, but in your purse, like this, like this.
I saw it in my wallet.
You saw them with your wallet like this? Okay. I'm seeing your image. You have it here. All right? Brownish. She doesn't believe me. All right, good. And when I said what happened?
I just saw my one card.
You saw your white card.
Yes.
Same question.
So I saw my little brown face with all my
With
little cards.
with which what?
With
Which? With what? Same thing. Which?
Lots of cards.
Broom? Which? No. Okay. What? You saw?
I saw my wallet with the card,
What?
the one I always use.
Okay. Same thing. Basically, you all did the same thing, right? When I said which, options. When I said what, usually, remember, language, But this is what happens. So when you ask why, they're going to give you some weird shit instead of giving their evidence. When you ask, how do you know? When you study and a practitioner, they give you the strategy by their accessing cues, but literally they give you their evidence. So that's the reason that we use, how do you know? Okay, same thing with the cards? Okay, good. Paulina, same thing? No? You saw cash? What do you have here? What do you have here? Look in the mirror.
I saw which.
Yeah, which? You have something here. Yes? Okay, good. So, evidence. All right? So, evidence. How do you know? Okay? So, when you were little, they put in and on you a lot of weird, stupid beliefs. And we're going to do a simple exercise, Cam. Send them for 4 minutes. All right? Just one and one. Today, with the age that you have, you know through experience that a lot of shit that they told you are not true. If you eat, you cannot get into the pool immediately. Actually, you can. Slowly by slowly, so the pressure on your stomach while doing the digestion, and then you can begin to swim. If you go deep inside, maybe that could give you a paro digestivo, digestive stop or something, right? South America, if you have, ladies, the visitor once a month, you cannot bake because it's not going to grow. Hey, some weird shit, I'm believing you. I'm curious about that evidence. If you have your period and you're making something that has to grow like a cake, it won't. That's what they say. Who are they? Lack of reference? I don't know. Good. So I want you to change partners right now, all right? Have a new partner. So Roselle, work with Kenyo. You work with Paulina. You work with Cam, and you work with her. With Lynn. All right? Yeah, go ahead. And now I want you guys to say things that you heard when you were young. All right? Just talk. And once you hear it, you immediately are going to ask, how do you know? Doesn't matter the answer. I just want you guys to begin to pay attention to complex equivalence or cause and effect and notice that there's something lacking. Their evidence. Okay? Remember, it's not good, it's not bad, it's not wrong, it's not right. It's just a fucking belief. If you're barefooted, diseases come through your feet. How do you know? Oh, my grandmother used to say that shit. So now my evidence is auditory external. I heard it. Okay? All right, let's play. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Come on, let's go. Five. Now that linguistically you understand how we construct beliefs, right? And asking the magic question, how the fuck do you know? Suddenly they give you your evidence. So let's do a quick review, right, of how the evidence can be. I saw it. What is that?
Visual,
Yes.
internal or external.
Okay. I heard it. I felt it. I smelled it. I tasted it. Okay. But what happened when you say, "Oh, it happened to me"?
It's unspecified.
Yeah, it's unspecified. But if I say, "Well, I felt dizzy. I threw up above," so now it's my kinesthetic. You get it? I lived it. But if somebody says, "No, you're gonna get dizzy," so now it's something that you heard, but it hasn't happened to you. Do you get it? So if it was your grandmother that told you that that could happen, right? It's completely different if it happened to you. So evidence, you want to be very aware if it's their own experience or it hasn't happened to them, but yet they believe that. Okay? So if it happened to them, it's going to be, in a way, more powerful. The sense of certainty, therefore, the sum modalities are going to be higher compared to it hasn't happened to them, but yet they told them or they saw that somebody happened to them, but didn't happen to them. Okay? I've rolled my ankles at least 15 times each. I have surgery in this one, the right one. Right? So I never play with short basketball shoes. I wear high over my ankle. How do you know how to wear that? Because usually when I didn't wear them, I rolled my ankle easier. So it's my own experience. But somebody that wears those same sneakers that are high, and you ask them, so why do you wear how come you wear those shoes? Well, I've seen a lot of people without these shoes, but low cut, they roll their ankles. So even though they have witnessed it, they never felt the pain. Okay? Still is a belief. If you wear this, you protect your ankles. If you don't wear the, you roll your ankles. They're both grammatically built the same. So the evidence is in first person or external reference. Okay? Internal reference, external reference. Okay? Meta programs for you guys. Okay? What question? No, I think I answered it in different scenarios, maybe. If not, it'll come back tomorrow. Okay, good. So this is basically how we can have a diagram of a complete belief, right? So think about this. If this is my evidence, right? And I ask you, what is a belief? You said something that in a way makes this up. It's an overgeneralization that you have of something. You don't question yourself about it, you overgeneralize it. That means, this is beautiful. That means that in a way, in your beliefs, you're doing this. Who knows what I'm looking for? In a way, you're doing this. You get it? When you say, I cannot play under the rain because I'm going to get sick, in a way, I got sick, 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 I got sick. You get it? Without the universal quantifier, but it's kind of like the same pattern. Do you guys see it? You see it? Okay. So when somebody uses a complex equivalence and you get their evidence, what they're telling you in their world is that this always happens. Each time that I exercise, I finish up sweating. That's my belief. But you want to ask me for what? The exception. And you bet I'm going to say, well, one time I trained a little bit lighter. I didn't even sweat, but I trained. So now that belief disappears. So basically, it's the same structure of the universal quantifiers of what you're doing in your brain. You get it? So when a client tells you, yeah, usually when I begin exercise, I stop after 2 weeks. When you construct that, you say, fuck. This looks like this. In a way, when I do exercise, eventually I finish. Good. How do you know? They're going to give you your evidence. And now you know what to ask. Tell me one time that you did more than a week. In your school, so you skipped PE? Oh, no. Oh, so you did it for 15 fucking years. You get it? You wanna make implode that limiting belief that they have regarding two basic things. Losing weight, whatever people tell you, is only one thing. Burning more calories that you are getting in your body. If you don't believe, let's go to a concentration camp for a month. That's it. Work 8 hours, 10 hours, eat a potato. Very simple. So people need to make money. So they say, no, the diet of the points, the Atkins, and the whatever. But at the end of the day, whatever you eat, Doritos, mango, forget about the composition. Forget about protein. For your body is calories intake. And if you burn more of what you're consuming, your body will still need to use energy. And where do you have it? Here. When you do this and this shit moves, it will take it from here, from here, from here, from here. Because every fat deposit that you have for your body is energy. Without getting very scientific, it's very simple. This is energy for your body. This is energy for your body. This is energy for your body. So our job is to make them, as soon as they get out of the session, burn more of what they are consuming. And tomorrow morning, we're going to teach you a very simple neurological trick of how to beat what makes a lot of people go crazy when they get hunger. There's a difference between emotional hunger and physiological hunger. Physiological, it starts to build up. Emotional, it appears. Oh, I want a Snicker bar. Think about it. How are the some modalities of what they just feel like craving? They have the Snicker bar like here in color, super king size like this, right? They can even hear the paper, the wrapping. And now you crave it. That's emotional hunger. You're not aware of the some modalities or something that you just craving. But unconsciously, you have it here, 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 here. And now you crave it. because your unconscious doesn't know that that's not real. You're here. So there's a physiological trick that we're going to use tomorrow. All of you are going to do it because you need to do it. I use it with my cocaine addicts. And they're like, oh, fuck, I don't want. And 10 minutes before, they're like, ah. Okay? So, any questions on this? ¿Le tomaste foto de esto? Okay, good. Any questions on this? Okay. So now you're going to go back to your same partner. You're going to repeat the belief. The other person is going to ask, how do you know? They're going to give you the evidence. And now what they say, you're going to challenge it just like you did with the generalizations. Ask for a exception or ask with the as it always happened. All right? Give it back or ask for the exception. My kids are trained that when it's raining, they immediately say, ooh, the rain is healthy. And they go out and we go out. And if it's raining after school, we get out of the car walking. We're not made of sugar that we melt. We walk. We arrive to the house, take we change, and that's it. Rain is health. That's what my kids are trained to say. And they say it. So people that say, no, if I get wet under the rain, I'm going to be sick tomorrow. So how do you know? Because of tapupa. Okay, good. So then you challenge that. Tell me one time that you got wet under the rain and you were good, or you can chide them, whatever you want. But I want you to train, because a lot of people in the first session are going to vomit you all these beliefs with their evidence that you need to begin to make them implode, in order for you to move on. Okay? So we have to be very sharp that as soon as we listen to a stupid belief, ask, how do you know? Get their evidence, and now work on that. Okay? No, when I get wet, I get sick. Oh, so you don't do your dishes? That's chiding. Well, it's not that. Now it begins to implode. Right? Okay? So go back with the old beliefs that you were working with, that you were a child, and challenge them. Ask again for their evidence, and based on their evidence, imagine that they're trapped in a parallel world in which that is true, and then ask for an exception. Okay? Let's go. 6 minutes total. Six minutes. Come on, let's go. Okay. Good.
Yes.
All right, good. So right now we were working, right? We're working with beliefs, right? We're working with beliefs. We are getting more familiar with how linguistically we people build beliefs. Cause and effect, complex equivalence. You ask for the evidence. How do you know? And now you have the whole belief, right? Are they true? No. Are they false? No. It's just an idea that you have, right? It's a simple idea that you have. So it could be true, not true, but linguistically, that's how we create it. If I drink tequila, I get headaches. What's that? Exactly.
How do you know?
Say it.
How do you know?
How do you know? Because white beverages give me a headache the next day.
How do you know?
By experience. Okay, good. So literally, when you're having a conversation, the more you pay attention, the more you're going to start picking up beliefs of people, right? And there's going to be a moment in which you have to tell yourself, stop it. Shh, keep your mouth shut. You don't want their evidence about this, right? Because this is how it works. So a belief, right? A belief, linguistically, we create them by complex equivalence and cause and effect. Okay? What is a belief? An overgeneralization that we have of something. We just believe that it's going to be like that all the time, if we want to simplify the definition. Okay? What is the difference between a belief and a value? The most basic difference over there. All right? All of you can answer, by the way. What do you think is the most basic difference between, Cam and Jimmy can also answer, between a belief and a value? Did they say something? A value has a judgment attached. What, Cam?
I was going to say the same thing Monica said. It's attached to your identity.
Okay. A value is attached to your identity. Okay. What else? It's deeper than a belief. Okay. Okay. It's organizing. What else? It's a stronger truth. Okay. So, of all of what you said, what is the common thing that you have said? If this is a belief, a value will be here or here? Higher. Higher in hierarchy. I understand where you're going, but it's the other way around. You have your point is true, but it's higher. Okay? Like this is first place, this is second place. Okay, good. So a value is powerful than a belief. And everybody has a different map. So think about it. Just think about it. The people that know me, the way that I dress is a belief or a value? Think about it. How do you know that the way that I dress to teach, instead of being a belief, is a value? Or it's a value instead of being a belief? Say it.
I said just the value is just a strong belief.
A value is a strong belief. What else?
I say you're consistent.
Consistent. What is going to be more easier? That you see me teaching in Bermudas and a polo shirt, or that you see me in the street with a blue jean or a jean? Which is more possible? That you see me in the street with blue jeans, or that you see me training in Bermudas with a golf shirt? Exactly. Therefore, values usually are non-negotiable. You are less, or basically non-flexible with a value. A belief you can change like you change your underwear. A belief are easier to negotiate with yourself. Identity is a nominalization. Okay? So a value is stronger than a belief. So if you have beliefs here, a value is higher. And each person is different. So the way that I dress, to me, is a value. I don't change it. Okay? If you can teach men, you can teach like I teach, dress like this, but you also can teach like you, come here. Like him. No, teach. Like, look. Nice shoes, nice pants, right? The combination is perfect, which is suitable for teaching also, right? And if he can teach like this or like me, and for him is the same, dressing to give class is a belief. If he cannot, like me, I cannot teach like this because it's not in me, dressing like I dress for teaching is a value. You get it? Thank you. So if I get mad when people are late at class, that's a value for me. If I don't give a shit, well, I have the belief that you should be on time. You get it? So beliefs are a little bit more flexible compared to values. Okay? In a very simple way. In a very simple way. So also, when we're talking about beliefs, grammatically, linguistically, we know how to construct them. Cause and effect. Complex equivalence. Now, values are a different animal. Who came early with the answer? Okay. So, when you have values, usually we hear a pattern that are also in distortions, and we call them nominalizations. All right? So in this seminar, we're going to listen to a lot of nominalizations like, in this type of seminar, health, energy, fit, sexy, discipline, self-esteem, hot, process, transform. So that is a nominalization. So being healthy is a value that is above a belief. Hot is a value compared to a belief. We're talking only about how we are constructing language. Okay? So the first normalization that we heard in here is healthy. The other one is that we heard fit. The other one. Sexy. Strong. Energy. Okay? For example, what are we listening to? We're listening to values. We're good? We're good. Okay. Let's pick the first one, since it's weight loss and not healthy. She's like, what's he writing? You'll get used to it. Yeah. So, when we are listening to values, right? When we're listening to values, for example, we're listening to healthy. Okay? And in a moment, you're going to do this exercise. Okay? With the same word, with the same value, healthy. Okay? What's the most important things, plural, for you about being healthy? And they're going to begin to speak. Okay? And they're going to begin to speak. Okay? So let's go with Roselle. Come, please. All right? Good. So, Roselle. All right. So, imagine that you're the client, right? And you're here, and I ask you, what is it that you want? And you say, well, I want to be more healthy. Just say it. Just.
I want to be more healthy.
Okay, is that true? Okay, good. So, what's the most important thing about you about being healthy?
Feeling good.
Okay. Feeling good. What else? Longevity. What else? What's the most important thing about being healthy? Feeling good, longevity.
Being able to have a nice life.
Okay. Being able, nice life. Okay. What else?
To experience enjoyment.
Experience, which is another normalization, but it's okay. Enjoyment. Okay.
To have fun.
To have fun. Good. So, what was that normalization or the value? Healthy, right? Health, healthy. And then I ask her, what's the most important thing about you being healthy? Feeling good, longevity, having a nice life, experience enjoyment, having fun, right? So she started to give me her criteria of healthy. Okay? What was the question? What's? Or what are the most important things, right? What is she giving me? Her criteria, right? They don't teach this very commonly out there. So we're going to use the same value. Health, healthy. Okay? What is the difference between health and healthy? Health is a, and healthy is a. Okay? So, if I'm going to ask the how question, hold your horses. And which makes more sense? How do you become more Which word are we going to use? It's the same, health. But how does it end? How do you become more? Healthier. How do you become more healthier? What does more mean? More healthier. The presupposition is that you are already healthy. Okay? So let's find out, by the way, how do you become more healthier?
How would I become more healthy?
Yeah, no, it's a real question.
Good question. Okay. More exercise.
Okay, wait. More exercise. Okay, exercise, cardio, and weights. Okay, what else?
Cleaner eating.
Cleaner eating. Eating. Okay, what else?
What else?
I'll ask you again. How do you become more healthier?
Okay, consistent sleep schedule.
Consistency with the schedule.
Sleep schedule.
Sleep schedule. Okay, what else?
You can add consistency in all practices. That might be the
Okay, consistency.
consistency in all.
Okay, good. Okay, so what is she giving me? The criteria of what? Okay,
Values.
no. We're talking about healthy, right? We said healthy, and now we're saying healthier. They don't teach this very commonly. If I tell you, you grab an egg, you put it against the pan slightly with your both hands until you hear a crack, and then you put it over the pan, put the thumbs in between and open it, let it go in, and then, ¿cómo se llama cáscara? Put the shell in the trash can, and then grab garlic salt, a teaspoon of garlic salt, put it on the pan, and put a teaspoon of ghee, high heat, and grab a plastic thing and begin to do different movements. What am I giving you in NLP world? A strategy. We all agree. I'm giving you my strategy of how the fuck I'm doing my eggs. You get it? Okay. Now, remember, you weigh 160 pounds. And she came and she's sitting here and she's 240, right? And I ask her, how do you get healthy? She is giving me her strategies that in her mind she has for health. You get it? So I'm going to read this and look at her, and usually they're congruent. You don't need to study medicine to understand that you can do 3 hours of cardio every day, but if you eat like a motherfucker, McDonald's, you're going to get weight on. So we all know, hopefully, I'm reading minds here, that we all know that food is a little bit more important than exercise. So if somebody tells you, sleep well, how do you become more healthier? And she begins with a how question. She's giving me her strategies. And she says, well, I have to walk every morning. I have to sleep 8 hours a day. I have to meditate. I have to listen to Buddha and sing naked in the garden, right? And it's like, what else? Oh, I have to receive sunlight in the beach 4 times a day. And it's like, what about the food? Oh, yeah. Eat better. It's not even in her criteria. Obviously, I see her. I understand why. Because in the values, you're going to get two things: the criteria of importance of health, and also when you change the question to how, their strategy of how they become healthier. You get it? So we're going to do this exercise right now. Go with the same partner that you were working right now and ask them, what are, without writing, just listen. What are the most important things for you about having or being healthy? Good. Breaker state, nice nose. And now, what are the, how do you become more healthier? And you're going to listen to what they say. Okay? In the how question, when they finish answering, you're going to tell them, is that true? Do you exercise regularly? Do you?
Cardio, yes.
Yes. Do you clean? You eat clean?
Yes.
Okay. Do you sleep very well? Good. And we can see that's true. It's good. Okay. Just ask. Okay. So elicit that criteria of the normalization. Listen to it. Breaker state. Then elicit their strategies. How do you become more healthier? Listen to them. And then ask, is that true? Are you congruent with what you're saying? Because I'm watching you, so you can tell me. Okay, come on, let's go. Thank you, Rosa. Okay. 10 minutes total. This is an advanced class. Hurry the fuck up.
Por si quieres.
Okay. Mhm. Start to close. We're leaving. Paused. Question, Rosa. What did you listen from her about her criteria? What's important for you about being healthy?
Actually, we didn't get to her saying.
Okay, what did she say about being healthy?
Okay, so for healthy, she said eating well.
No, that's how. What's important for you about being healthy?
If they win, they're no, I.
Okay. Okay. You didn't ask that? You went with the how? Okay. Wait. With the what? What did he answer you with? What is important for you about being healthy? Longevity, feeling good, an organized life, right? Okay, good. And then, and how did he? Do you have time to ask him? How do you become? Yeah. Okay, good. All right, over there. So, Shane, birthday boy. Who? Hot Shane. Hot. I'm hot. So, you work with whom?
Monica.
Okay. What did you say in the what question? What is important for you about
Longevity, eating better. Can't remember the thing.
okay? And the how.
Yeah, exercise more, eat better, more, eat cleaner.
Okay, good. So I'm going to give you only a preview of what we're building. Okay? There is a model that Kathleen Laval created based on how Dr. Bandler works with the clients. When you use the meta model, it's about giving directions to your client. I have to inoculate this before you guys go crazy. Robert Dilts, in one of his books, he said something about the neurological levels. And they're like 27. No, they're like 8 or 9. But there are a lot of them, there are literally normalizations that don't fit with how we work or do things. So the way in which we use both of our minds is very simple because we are in an environment in which we apply strategies, that those strategies are attached to beliefs that we think that work, and those beliefs are attached to values. And then you go back again, remember this in the master plan, right? And then you go back again to environment, strategies, beliefs, and values. The model that you are learning how to first elicit the information is based of how we operate in the world. So the highest in the model are the values. Underneath our beliefs, underneath our strategies, and the first or the base is the environment. Okay? So our job is to build, using this model, new strategies and change old ones that are going to be attached to old and new beliefs, that those beliefs are going to attach to some values that are going to go in any environment, and so on. So once you do the change in the person, doesn't matter that they travel, they still believe that they are going to eat the way that they're going to exercise the way that because they're going to have the new beliefs that you install and erase the other ones attached to the values. But tomorrow, we're going to learn the most important thing before we build the model. Because the environment is the future pace. The strategies are what we're going to build for them based on what they think they need, and plus other ones that we're going to add. We're going to erase and change some beliefs. And if in this seminar, if food is the last one or they don't even have it, I'm going to teach you how you can shift values up. So food should be second. It'll never replace the first one, but I'm going to teach you how we're going to put it up there in their criteria of the values. So once you have this, knowing what to ask, you're going to build a model that is going to carry on in their life. So this morning and this afternoon, we're only, that's beautiful, only, after 8 hours, we're only learning specifically what to ask so we can have the information that goes in each box. Okay? But for that, we also need to go over two things that are very important, because once they have their eyes closed, you need to understand that you're going to change some beliefs with what Lynn is going to tell you, teach you, or some of you reteach you how to change their belief of something also. And you're going to use part of the Milton model and presuppositions so you can build your language that you can run this again, again, and again. So if you have somebody that has a problem with strategies and beliefs, they still need to run that strategy in their house, when they go to families' houses, when they go to restaurants, when they travel. Because if you have 6 or 7 future paces, then you have 6 or 7 models that you need to run again and again and again. That's why this is not for people that don't know shit about what we do. You need to be at least a hypnotherapist or a practitioner of NLP, because we cannot teach you the language patterns. We can go over them. That's what we're going to do. All right? So remember, fast tomorrow and bring at least 4 bottles of water that you have here, that you see here. Okay? You can bring your food, because I'll give you a half an hour so you can eat whatever. Okay? But you need to live this. Also, you guys, don't cheat. Okay? I can get out of my body and haunt you. I'll pull your toes at night. Okay? Yeah, I know, because you can ask people. All right? So I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to leave you with Lynn and Poliana. So Lynn, you can begin, dear. All right?
You say we're starting a little later tomorrow, Juan?
No, at 9. But people need to be fasting. Yeah. They have to be fasting. All right? See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Yes? Where's Lynn? Oh, wait. Come here.
We need to put this on you, Linda. Yeah.
No, ese tiene pega. No, this has glue. Come. She'll do it for you.
Okay.
She has glue.
Mm-hmm.
So you can literally take it out.
Mm-hmm.
This is
Uh-huh.
Oh.
all right, good.
There
You
is.
can take it out like this.
Yeah, uh-huh. Yeah.
I'll take yours out.
I can just use this one.
You want to use it like that?
Yeah. But this is a little.
You want me to take this first one and take the other
No,
one
that's fine.
below?
No, it's
We
fine.
can cover with this.
I can. That's fine. I pulled it out. I'm gonna unfold it. Don't worry.
We should go with the other one.
No, it's okay. Oh. Yeah, I can pull it. Yeah. I can. Yeah.
Put it on top, right?
Yeah. The other one. Yeah. Okay, that's okay.
Okay.
All right.
Are you guys here?
Huh?
Are you here for warm?
Say something, Lynn. We can turn the air up,
No.
the heat up. Not the air. Yeah, the heat up. We could turn the heat up.
Can you hear her, guys, in Zoom? Come.
Hello, everyone.
Okay, good. Thank
Yep.
you.
All right.
I'm gonna have to go, but I know you're gonna I'll keep.
Bye,
you on
Kim.
this too.
Hey, Jimmy, my boy, my son. Pollyanna, you gonna press record? Dun, 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 dun. Hello. All right, everyone. How would you like to learn how to change easily how you feel about any issues or problem And even better, help your clients do this too. Yes? Yes.
That's what we want.
All right.
Yes.
I love your excitement. I love your excitement. So in NLP, we have a concept called reframing. Richard Bandler learned about this from working with Virginia Satir. She did this unconsciously, but he recognized her pattern. She was the queen of reframing, okay? So there are two types of reframing. The first one is content reframing. For instance, my brother is a liar. Yes, my brother is a liar. Well, you can reframe it by saying, that means that he is creative. Okay? Reframing. What else can that mean? Inka.
He likes to make up stories.
Yes, he loves to make up stories. Yeah, what else can that mean? Someone at home there? Online. Anyone? Jimmy knows.
Sorry, what was the question?
My brother is a liar. That means, what's another meaning for reframing?
That he is very good at communicating.
He's very good at communicating. Being a liar. He has imagination. Great. Good.
He doesn't see things the same way other people do, or he doesn't pick up on all the information other people pick up on.
He doesn't see the same way as other people do, or pick up the same information as other people. Yeah, yeah. So that's a reframe, okay? So for this first exercise, you're going to be groups of two, okay? One person's going to pretend you're the client. It doesn't have to be all about weight loss. You can just say something that could be an issue or problem, and then change that. You, as the other person, has to change that. You can reframe it for your client. That means, it makes something that makes positive so they can see it in a positive. What you want to do is change the perspective of your client to see things differently, open up their mind, break the old patterns. Does that make sense? Okay, any questions? Good, go. So pair, you guys at home, pair up to. Let's do, we can do 4 minutes.
4 minutes.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, 4 minutes total, Jimmy.
4 minutes. Okay, let's do actually 5 minutes total. 5 minutes total. Because we're switching. I was thinking 4 minutes each person, but yeah. But
She's the only one who can cook meals for her.
oh, Jimmy, can you do the? Yeah, good. Oh. So the next reframing is called context reframing. So what you're going to do is take the word liar from the first example and use it in a different context, another situation, and to make it positive for your client or whoever you work with, for yourself maybe. For instance, liar can be lying is a good skill to have as an actor. And where else? Oh, yes, lying is a good skill to have as a lawyer. Correct. Where else? Yes, you can use lying to not offend people, to be polite, just in case you don't want to be truthful because you might hurt their feelings. Very good. All right, so the next exercise we're going to do is using, perhaps with your same partner, what they said and putting it in a new context, okay? And to challenge yourself, perhaps use it with losing weight and health, okay? Groups of two, same. recording. All right. We're back now, everyone. Paulina, you had a question.
Yes, so we were going through the same situations that we talk about in content. So the situation is sitting in the clinical and people talking around and eating, like emotional eating. So like for the content, we framed it as like it's an opportunity to inject the new healthy foods into the diet because like we eat very mindlessly, so we can start eating like microwaves and stuff like that. For the context, how to frame that?
So what would you use for the context? What's the word? What's the key word? Mindless eating. Okay. Where could else? And a different. Where would mindless eating be good? Can you think of a time or situation?
Well, I came up with more. She didn't like my answer.
How about? So the question was about mindless emotional eating. Okay. How would you use it in a different context? Is what Paulina is asking. How about when you have a baby, right? Or a kitten or a puppy? Wouldn't you want them to have mindless eating? Because it'll help them.
The baby to be mindless eating?
Yeah, because it's going to help them grow, right? They're not focusing on that. Is that a good example? Mindless eating is good for when you have a newborn baby or a new puppy or kitten. It means your body knows it's going to have more nutrition. It's going to help you grow because children, they're not focusing on that. Does that make sense? That's a good for when you have a newborn, okay? Because
Or when you have a big salad full of vegetables that you want to eat, but you don't want to eat them because they're yucky flavor for you, you turn Netflix. You can mindless eat your vegetables while you're watching a Korean soap opera.
Yeah.
Talking about yourself.
Or having like healthy foods and you don't want to eat it, but you're so like Pollyanna said, you're watching Netflix and okay, it's going to help you eat the healthier foods easier. Okay. Oh, be mindless. You're eating healthy foods. So you're not really consciously, it's going to help you eat, maybe perhaps eating healthier food more. Does that help you? Does that help? Yeah? Okay. So now, where else in your future can you use this reframing?
Where else can we use what in the future?
Reframing. Use it with client. How specifically? Like how?
For example, clients that will be working with ideal weight.
Yes, the ideal weight seminar for sure to help them lose weight. Okay. Anywhere else?
When somebody's upset and they upset about something another person said.
When someone's upset about what another person said. Okay, great. At home, let's see. We have. How about Maria?
Maybe exchange your information because whenever they're telling you something, you can make it positive for them. Or whenever you are reacting to something, you can also make it more positive for yourself.
Yeah, when people are reacting, you can make it positive for yourself. Yeah, for them. Okay. Inca.
Use it when someone comes to, a friend comes to you who's upset.
Kind of soften the situation by reframing.
Yes, friend comes to you upset. Yeah, kind of like what. Yeah, it's upset, and you can soften it and put them in a better mood. Correct. All right, and is it Barbara? Yes. With your children, yes.
Make them feel better about.
Yes, especially children. Yeah, it's happened for you. It's what example? For example, specifically.
Sally wouldn't play with me at the playground.
She wouldn't play with.
Sally wouldn't play with my granddaughter. My
Oh,
granddaughter didn't have friends to play with on the playground.
okay. So your granddaughter didn't have friends to play with in the playground, so you helped her feel better
So, right. So,
by telling her.
Yeah. What can you do to?
Yeah. So how did you reframe it for her?
So they don't like. No, the group of girls don't like.
So your granddaughter said the group of girls don't like her.
Don't like.
So what like me?
So,
Yeah.
So,
What did you say?
I said, how do you know they don't like you?
How do you know they don't like you?
How do you know they don't like you? Have you gone to play with them?
Have you gone to play with them?
Talk to them.
Oh. Kind of like, yeah. So you made it see a different perspective. You helped her see a different perspective. Yes. Yes.
So a therapy patient says, that they believe that their boyfriend doesn't like them, or they believe that their boyfriend treats them poorly.
Okay, so a client said that their boyfriend treats them poorly, and what did you say to them?
And also, I think they're clear how does he treat you?
How does he treat you poorly? You told him.
And
You asked him.
maybe he's paying attention to something he thinks will really matter to you, and he spends his time and attention doing that, hoping to surprise you.
So maybe he's paying more attention to trying to do something nice to you. Okay, so you're trying to shift her mood to make her feel better.
To
Reinterpret what she's. Yes, reframing. You're reframing. Okay, content reframing. Okay, all right, everyone. So that's it for the reframing. Next up, we have Pollyanna with presuppositions. Yay! I don't know.
Yeah. How do you take that out?
I don't know.
Is that behind? Oh my gosh. Okay. Hi. So I see everybody there. Can you wave at me? Good. Very good. Okay, we're awake. We're awake. We'll go really fast on this one. I love this. Okay. I'm going to move this, okay? Oops. Very good. Is this on? Excellent. Okay, very good. So, after listening to wonderful Lynn, I want you to notice how cool and easy it is going to be for you to reframe all these new thoughts and ideas, all these problems. And fortunately, we have good mentors like Juan Antonio helping us learn all these things. I hope you had a really nice day. And so now I would like to ask you, who here would like to learn how to use magic words to be able to seed ideas into another person's unconscious mind so that you can do this without the conscious mind knowing what's happening? Who would like to learn this, right? Yeah? People there? Yahoo! Okay, great. And Jimmy, I think you saw my message. If you want to, that's fine. Okay, so as Lynn said, she gave us a preview, we're going to do presuppositions. And so the first type of presuppositions that we're doing is what we call temporal presuppositions. I'm going to write it here. Or also called time clauses. So I know some of you already are very familiar with this. So I want you to tell me a temporal presupposition. Before, okay, before. After, very good. During, okay. While, great. And one of my favorite ones is now. Now, okay, good. So now you're going to pair up easily where you are right now. You're going to pair up. Actually, no, we're going to switch around. You are going to go with Doug. you are gonna come with Paulina. No, with Rose. Have you worked with Rose before? Okay, good. So Roselle and Rose, Paulina and, sorry, I'm mixing them up a little bit just to keep them awake. You understand. But you guys make the same pairs. It's okay. Beautiful. Okay, so now I want you to start saying sentences in the context of trance. Before you go into trance, you will blah, 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 okay? You can say, and now it's time for you to take a deep breath in and relax, okay? So in the context of trance, you're gonna do rapid fire. First one, then the other one. You look at each other into your eyes and you say those sentences with intention. And the first one that falls in trance, right, wins. No, I'm joking. Okay, context of trance, using temporal presuppositions, 3 minutes total. Okay, so these are rapid fire. You have to go. Okay, let's go. Start. And do I do the groups or you do the groups? You do it?